Hey, I'm Jessica, and welcome to Reality Check. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode where I check off your list with Love Island episodes 8 and 9. We got some bombshells on this episode. I knew it. I knew that we were going to get some bombshells. I was saying it in the previous episode that I recorded, and we needed some fresh blood in this villa because let's be real. These couples, I feel like, not that they all hate each other. I mean, some do for sure, but they're just not vibing. I don't know what it is. I don't know if we've ever seen this energy with the couples before. We don't have anyone to root for. It's crazy to me. So I'm so happy that we got some new bombshells. I really thoroughly enjoyed these two episodes. I did think, though, episode 9 was kind of slow, only because, I mean, the bombshells came in and I think we're just getting to know them, and it was literally just talking. The entire episode, it was just pulling people for chats. So, I mean, it is what it is. Not every single episode is going to be a banger, but it's just so funny that I feel like every single episode now these couples are just unraveling and getting worse and worse and worse and hate each other even more, and it's crazy to me. So anyways, I'm glad that we got some new people in the villa. And honestly, again, I'm going to keep saying it until it's over. Huda and Jeremiah, it just needs to be done. Someone needs to break up with the other because it needs to be done. It's so toxic. And literally in episode 9, I feel like it was the Jeremiah and Huda show. They got the most airtime. There's so much drama going on between them. It's just so crazy and so toxic. And I don't know. It's crazy to me that Jeremiah, it doesn't look like he's going to leave. And again, like, I just think it's going to take a bombshell or just something so big for him to leave. I mean, we'll get to it in episode 9 where the audience is going to have a hand in maybe shaking things up in the villa, which is so exciting. Like, there was never, and I don't think there's ever a power like this from the public before, which is really cool. So I'm so excited to see how that plays out. And maybe it's going to be how Jeremiah leaves the villa, but we'll get there eventually. But unfortunately, I'm going to start with these two because I'm already talking about them and they started the episode. So in last episode, they were already they're in an argument every single episode, but they were in an argument in the last episode because Jeremiah essentially was telling Huda that the guys got into his head because they were just essentially saying, without saying it, that she is playing it safe and not here for the right reasons, so to speak, kind of thing. And she basically flips a lid. And then in this episode, we're like, okay, like, what's going to happen? And I was so disappointed. I was so disappointed in how this conversation played out because I thought they were just going to keep going at it with each other. But then Jeremiah was just like she was going so in on being like, our problems, my problems are your problems, and your problems are my problems. And I'm just like, first of all, girl, like, you've known this guy for 1 week. How are your problems his problems? Like, to me, that's just such a red flag. Like, it's so clingy. It's so crazy to me. Like, I just think she's throwing herself at him, literally and figuratively, like, just trying to literally throw everything at the wall so that he stays with her. It's crazy to me that she's so desperate. And literally within 3 minutes of the conversation, they patched it up. And I literally had to rewind it because I'm like, did I miss something? Did I miss him getting mad at her or whatever? But he was just like, oh yeah, you know, good point. Your problems are my problems. Like, I'm like, Jeremiah, what? Are you literally that scared of her that you don't want to speak up and speak your mind and you're just willing and okay to patch everything up? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know. I'm so confused by these two. It's exhausting. It's exhausting to watch. It's exhausting to talk about. Like, yeah, I get it. Okay, it's good TV and they bring the drama. But at the end of the day, too, it's like, I want to see Jeremiah explore other connections with other people. Like, I actually genuinely now, I feel bad seeing this man take a beating by her every single episode. And that's exactly what she's doing. And I actually feel really bad for him. So, yeah, okay, it's great TV. But at the same time, it's Love Island too. So you also do want to see people make connections because that's what the show is all about. And right now, we're 8 episodes in and there's not one couple that we're rooting for. So I don't understand what Huda is thinking, how she's treating this man this way. It's crazy. And I'm just so curious to know if she thinks the public absolutely loves her, because that is so far from the truth. And I'm so curious to see, I mean, when she leaves the villa, she's going to have a lot thrown her way from the public. And I think she's going to be shocked, because I do think she's like, oh my gosh, I'm in this couple since day one and everyone loves us and we're mom and dad. But no, like none of us can stand you. So anyways, it's so crazy. And let's move on because I'm exhausted from these two. After the challenge, Ace and chelley. So I think Ace and chelley are a big topic of conversation, I would say, in this episode, because again, Ace chose Amaya, but immediately after was like, oh, no. I don't necessarily want to be, coupled up with you. Like, I want to explore other things. And so Ace is really putting his energy into chelley these next few episodes, which is crazy, which is just like, then why didn't you couple up with her from the beginning? But I just think he has a very hidden agenda. Whatever that agenda is, I think he has one. And I think he just didn't want to be coupled up with her from the beginning, because I just think he was like, it's too soon. I think in his mind, I think he would be like, oh, I'm locked down if I am coupled up with chelley. And that's truly why I think he coupled up with Amaya. But regardless, it all starts after the challenge when, all of them have pie all over them. And chelley walks up to him and they're in a group and Austin is there. And one of them was like, oh, Ace, lick the pie off of her chest. And he's like, gladly. So he licks it off her chest. And for chelley, she's open, right? Like, she isn't tied down to either guy. So she's like, whatever, like, cool. Like, you can't be mad at this, Austin. I'm open. I'm not exclusive with you. But Austin, I feel bad for him because I actually do think he genuinely is really into her, but she's not into him. And I think in these 2 episodes, she's, saying she's in this love triangle and she needs to choose which guy, and she really likes both of them. I'm like, chelley, I don't see it. Like, I think you're trying to fool us, but I'm not being fooled because I don't see your connection with Austin whatsoever. And so literally in this episode, it's like Ace and Austin are going at it. Who's going to come out on top? And they even laugh at it at one point the next day. They're like, oh yeah, friendly competition, they let the best man win. And so, I do have to give it to Ace, because I do think Ace is really trying to be creative in how he's pulling chelley for chats and how he's having, dates in the villa with chelley. And it's like, okay, Austin, if you really want to be with chelley, then you need to do something a little bit more than just give her breakfast every morning. Like, he's just walking up to her, handing her breakfast, and that's it. Like, make a little date for her. Do something super cute. Like, watch the stars at midnight. Like, I don't know. Just do something. Do something to make her feel special, because clearly Ace is making her feel very special. And obviously, if at the end of the day, if she has to choose between one or two, she's going to go to Ace, because Ace is doing all these things for her, right? He's making her feel special, and she's made it very clear. She likes when a man takes control and makes her feel special at the end of the day. And I just don't think Austin is trying hard enough. I really don't. And so it's like, you can't necessarily be mad that Ace is doing all these things, because what are you doing? I do get it though from his perspective. He's like, but Ace, you chose Amaya, so what are you doing with my girl? But at the same time, it's Love Island. So it's also week 1. So everyone just needs to be open with everyone. And I think you just need to be very creative in order to stand out amongst the crowd. And so if you really want to capture chelley's attention, then do something special. Just plan a date, We saw Ace planning this hibachi date. Like, I mean, first of all, literally I was like, what is a hibachi breakfast? Like, I'm like, I know what hibachi is. I know it's like teppanyaki when they cook up like Japanese style. So what is hibachi breakfast? Like, I was like, I didn't know. And meanwhile, it's Ace trying to throw an egg in the air, and he throws it on the floor, basically. Like, it's just like, okay, like, I get it. You're trying, but it didn't need to be hibachi style. But I just don't think, also, too, Ace 100% does not see Austin as a threat at all. Definitely Austin sees Ace as a threat. Ace does not see Austin as a threat, which is why he's doing all of these things in broad daylight, so open. Like, he wants Austin to see it. And I did have respect for Austin when he found out that Ace was going to do this hibachi breakfast for Chelley. I had respect for him going up to Chelley and still handing her breakfast, even though that's what Ace was doing. But then I was also like, I do wish Chelley, knowing that Austin was going to bring her breakfast, I wish she had said to Ace, not right now. Like, if you want to cook me lunch, if you want to do something, whatever, if you want to do an activity, cool, but Austin is actually going to bring me breakfast. Like, I feel like she maybe could have gone about it another way. And that's literally why I don't think Chelley is into Austin. I don't. Because if she was, she, to me, would have turned down Ace in that moment and said, you know what, Ace, not right now, because I've already committed to Austin bringing me breakfast, but let's do something at lunchtime. Let's do something in a few hours from now. So it's just, it's so obvious to me she's not into him, and it's like she's trying to play us for a fool, and we are not. Ace says something to Chelley and says, you know, I really want to be intimate, but I want to do it the right way. I don't really know what he meant by this. I don't know what that means. Like, is he just saying, I want to take it slow? Is he saying, I don't want to do it right now? And, you know, I'm a slow burn. Like, maybe what he said to Amaya is in fact true. And he wasn't just saying it to Amaya. He is a slow burn. But I'm also just like, I don't get that vibe. Like, I don't get the vibe. I said it from the beginning. And even Amaya said it, that she's like, you're giving me player vibes. I don't know if he's giving me player vibes, but I'm also not getting he doesn't kiss on the first date vibes. You know what I mean? I feel like he's trying to paint a picture of himself to us that he's not. And I don't know, I'm a little bit confused on what he says by he wants to just do it the right way. Maybe it's just him saying, I want to take it slow with you. I really like you. And so I don't want to go too fast. Again, people keep saying the slow burn. I'm a slow burner. I don't know, but I can see he's obviously really trying very hard. It's like he's trying to win Chelley back, but he was the one that let her go. That's the thing I don't understand. And that is why I just think I keep saying he has this hidden agenda. I feel like he has this hidden agenda because it's like, if Chelley were to pick someone else, it all would make sense why he would be acting this way, why he would be trying so hard to cook her breakfast, to do the yoga date, to do all these things. I would get it. He's trying, he's going out of this way to win her back. But this was a product of what he did. These were his actions. He chose Amaya. So, I don't know. This guy continues to confuse me. He continues to confuse me. Anyways, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. Huda finally tells a boy in the villa, other than Jeremiah, that she's a mommy. Did anyone feel like that was weird? That she said, I'm a mommy? I don't know. I don't know if it's just me. But typically, people, you know, they'd say, I'm a mom. I have a daughter. I'm a mommy? I don't know. I thought it was really weird, but I just thought Nick's reaction was hilarious. He was like, a mommy of what? A dog? A mamacita? Of what? She's like, no, of a kid. He was like a human child? Like, this conversation was literally so crazy. But you know what? I do have to say this. To me, this was my turning point of me really liking Nick and seeing Nick in a different light. Because the way that he took in that Huda was a mom, his first initial reactions was, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Do you have a daughter? How old is she? Like, he was actively interested. He was asking her questions, which is exactly what we all said when Huda told Jeremiah that she was a mom. Like, we were like, literally is in shock. And I think too, now it all makes sense, and seeing the way that he kind of digests information, I feel like he's a man of not many words. And the way that he reacted when she told him he was a mom, he didn't ask anything. He didn't ask a daughter, what's her name? How old is she? How is it? Like, he didn't ask anything. I think that's why all of us had such a negative reaction towards Jeremiah, because he didn't ask her about her daughter. But now, watching him a few more episodes in, I just think he was genuinely in shock and just wasn't able to form any sort of words. I honestly think that. But the way that Nick reacted, I thought it was so special. And he continuously said that he loves kids. And I thought this was pretty amazing on his end. He told Huda that he's donated his sperm. Overall, he seems like a really great and genuine guy. And it was this conversation that really made me see Nick in a different light. And I want to see him happy. I don't think it's Cierra. I really don't think Cierra is the one for Nick. But I don't know. We have a new bombshell coming in. Could it be her? I don't know. Maybe so. Don't think so. We'll get there in a second. But I really am taking a liking to him. And his reaction was really, really nice. It was really special. Okay, so then Ace is going around teaching Olandria and Taylor how to cha-cha-cha. And this wasn't Ace setting it up. This was Taylor being like, look, like, you cook Chelley this hibachi breakfast. Now I want to do something special for Olandria. So Ace just puts together this little choreography and teaching them how to do the cha-cha-cha. At the end of it, Taylor pulls Olandria and kisses her, and everyone is going crazy. And I'm just like, guys, you're not fooling anyone. This just seems so forced. I'm not buying it. And I get it. It's like, okay, he's trying to put in the effort. And then I'm like, maybe he does like her. But I think he's liking her to force it, because he's like, I want to like her. But it's actually just not there. Like, he's not feeling the feels. And she's not feeling the feels. Like, it's not happening. It felt so forced. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying the connection. And like I said, I think Olandria, again, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit, but I do think one of the bombshells in particular is turning Olandria's head. I really do. And I think that's the man that she's been waiting for. And I think Taylor is shaking in his boots a little bit. I really do. And I think he's been very comfortable. I think Olandria has been comfortable. And I'm looking forward to seeing how Olandria and this bombshell pans out over the course of the next few episodes. But I'll get to the bombshells in a second. But yeah, Taylor, you got to step it up. If you want to keep this girl, which I don't think you can, because there's no connection between you, you got to step it up. So anyways, I thought the conversation between Jeremiah and Nick was really nice. And I think Nick is just a good friend. We saw him being super honest with Jeremiah in the last episode too, when he was telling him how he felt about Huda. And he was honest with Jeremiah in this episode when he was saying, look, like, dating someone with a kid, it can come across to some people as like taking on baggage, which he's like, it shouldn't be at all, but that's kind of your first instinct. And he's like, look, your life is going to be, you have to help with cooking and cleaning and picking them up and driving them here. Like, that is going to be your life, whether you're ready for it or not, whether you like it or not. Can you imagine life outside of the villa with Huda? Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. And I think Nick saying that was super honest. And I think that's what Jeremiah needs to hear. But he also said, look, there's lots of positives to it as well. So I don't know. I think just Jeremiah is just in his own feelings. I don't think he is telling anyone exactly how he's feeling. I think he is just internalizing it. And I think that is why we're not necessarily seeing a lot of him in his confessionals, because maybe that is where he is being super honest, or maybe that is where he's being super honest, and maybe production doesn't want us to see him being super honest in his confessionals because they're trying to just twist the storyline and the narrative. I don't know. To me, there has to be a reason why we're not seeing him have a lot of confessionals, because he is a main character. You would think a main character would have a lot of confessionals, and we haven't really seen it. So I don't know. Again, the fact that him and Huda are still together in these 2 episodes is absolutely wild to me. But I think in episode 10, something is going to be shaken up because the public has some crazy power, which I am so excited for. So let's get into this lace and leather party, which is where we get 3 new bombshells that enter the villa. First of all, we got to talk about Ariana. As a brunette, she looked incredible. I don't think we ever have seen Ariana as a brunette. Throughout her time on Vanderpump Rules, she was always a blonde. She looked so good. She could totally dye her hair. She would look amazing. She looked incredible. Literally, she looked like a bombshell. And I didn't recognize her. I thought she was a bombshell at first. She looked so good. Loved it. Loved her outfit. I cannot say the same for the guys, though. What on earth was Jeremiah wearing? That lace t-shirt? Like, all the guys were shirtless, and then Jeremiah's wearing this ugly lace t-shirt. Like, how did he get that costume, that outfit? It was so ugly. I thought the girls, though, looked fantastic, but the guys, I don't know, like Nick in the leather tight little shorts with the red strappies, like, I can't imagine having to be those guys and dressing up that way. I mean, I think Austin loved it. I think Austin would dress up like that every single day if he could. But I can't imagine, like, Ace in that. I mean, maybe Ace sees it as a costume, but I don't know. I guess you got to do what you got to do. You're on Love Island. You got to play the game. You got to wear all these crazy costumes. But I can't imagine how they feel dressing up like this because it is just weird. But Austin was just eating it up. And honestly, he was giving me the creeps in this whole thing. He was like looking at other people. He was enjoying it. He wanted people to spank him. Like, I think that like creepy side of him, that really odd side, came out. Like, he was enjoying watching other people kiss. Like, you can see him from the background, like really just like smiling and like enjoying it and like staring. It was so creepy. He honestly creeps me out. He gives me the ick. And I mean, I don't know. I'm seeing people online like rooting for him now. Like, everyone at first hated him and now they're rooting. I don't get it. I've never really taken a liking to him at all. He really creeps me out. While Ariana was talking to the group, Huda is like trying to have a side conversation with Jeremiah. And she was like, I thought you were going to try and do more this week. And she was like, the way you like me. He's like, what? Like, what are you trying to say? And he's like, I haven't shown you enough. Okay, great. And it's just like, first of all, the host is talking and you're trying to have this side conversation while she's trying to talk and put on a show. Like, she is just so, oh my God, this girl really rubs me the wrong way. She gets on my nerves. And it's like time or place too. But also it's like, what do you want this guy to do? Like, I get it from his perspective. He's like, I'm just trying to process everything. Like, you literally just dropped on me that you have a kid. And I'm just trying to process it all. And she's just so needy. He needs to leave. He needs to go. This guy's genuinely so scared of her. And she's just so toxic. And we saw that when the bombshells come in. So the 3 new bombshells come in. And there's 2 guys and 1 girl. So we got Pepe, Jalen, and Iris. They all come in, and I really thought it was so well done how they did it. The guys were standing on those pedestals. The guys come in and then spin the guys around, put the girls on the pedestals, and then they go around. I just thought it was so well done. And then Iris comes in, and then the guys spin them around so that Iris can go around to the guys, and literally all the crazies came out because this literally, it went viral. The way that Huda did a back arch to look on the other side of what was going on. And honestly, what really got me mad is she was very welcoming to those 2 guys. She was very welcoming to kissing them. She had no problems kissing them. Not 1, but 2. It wasn't like, oh no, I'm closed off. No kissing over here. Oh, can you kiss my cheek? No. She fully kissed them both. So then the audacity for her to do a full back arch, to look around and then say, call her a B word. Like, again, she needs to stop and being like, if you don't stop right now. And then Iris immediately stops and walks away. And it's just like, girl, the absolute audacity that you have, that you are literally claiming him, like peeing around him so that no one would go near him. It's so crazy to me. She is literally, I just keep saying she's crazy. She is. And until she goes home, I'm going to continue saying that she's crazy, because every single episode, she is digging herself in an even deeper hole. Every episode, she's looking crazier and crazier. And I don't know what guy is going to be with her outside of this, because it is just giving so crazy. And I'm scared for them. I really am. My overall thoughts of the bombshells, I would say, I thought Iris was hot. Like, I think Iris is a good, very, very beautiful looking girl. I think she came in hot. I think my overall take on all of the bombshells is that they are going to do exactly what they came here to do. And we see that in episode 9, and it's to shake things up. And they do exactly that. And that's why I'm like, they need to shake things up. So they did. They brought in bombshells, and it's working. It's turning other people's heads. And that's exactly why bombshells enter the villa. It's to turn people's heads that may be in a solid, quote unquote, relationship, which really no one is. But it's breaking couples up. It's messy. And I love it. I think Pepe and Jalen are coming in with agenda. I think Pepe and Jalen know exactly who they want to go for and who they want to split up. And it's funny because it is absolutely not Huda. Not one guy has come in and been like, I want to go for Huda. Not one guy, because the bombshells are watching the show, right? You guys know that. The bombshells are watching the show. They see what's going on. And so you think that they're going to come in and see the craziness of Huda and be like, I want to couple up with Huda? No way. I think, too, production obviously has a hand in telling them, oh, you need to go for this person and this person, because that'll help, split them up, and that'll cause drama, and that'll be super interesting. Like, 100% that happens. Also, too, they want to find love in the house, so they're going to want to go for who they are attracted to. But it's just funny. No one wants Huda. No one wants to go near her because she's crazy. She's literally crazy. So in episode 9, I would say this episode was literally just 1 hour of straight conversations. Everyone is just pulling people for chats. The bombshells pulling people for chats, just getting to know each other. And we're seeing people turn heads. And these guys are squirming. And you know what? I'm glad, because the bombshells are doing exactly what they need to do. And they are giving us exactly what we want. And I'm here for it. I'm going to be honest. Basically, almost all of my notes is on Huda and Jeremiah, because this literally, to me, this episode was like the Huda and Jeremiah show. It was at least 30 minutes of them, which is crazy. It's crazy. So I'm going to save them for the end, because I usually like to get heated at the end, and I'm going to get heated. So I'm going to save them for the end, and we'll talk about our bombshells. Iris first pulls Nick for a chat, and they both tell each other, we're each other's type. And I actually very much see them as a couple. Like, I see Nick and Iris more than I see Nick and Cierra. And I think, too, they're not really showing Nick and Cierra that much. They're not really giving them that much airtime, which I think is very interesting, because, listen, production is very specific in what they're doing and what they're showing us. If they wanted us to buy into Nick and Cierra as a couple, they would be showing them often. They would be showing them having deep conversations, doing fun things together, or they would go on the date. They are very specific in what they want us to see. And this is why I think Iris might be the girl to turn Nick's head. I mean, we're already seeing that. They're having good conversations. I do think it's very interesting, though, that Iris and Ace kind of have a thing going on, because Iris came in saying that she had an interest in Nick and Jeremiah. Ace was never on that list. And I think maybe it was just like the one conversation that her and Ace had where she was like, oh, okay, this is actually a good conversation. And Ace is like, oh, wow, I'm shocked. That was such a good conversation. And just like Ace, like he's like, I'm caught off guard. And I can see Ace definitely trying to make a move on Iris. And I'm going to be honest, I'm over Chelley and Ace. I'm over them trying to get together. I don't think Ace is good for Chelley. I think Chelley deserves someone way better. I really do. And I feel bad because I don't think there's anyone in the villa right now for Chelley. I don't. It's with these two new bombshells as well. I don't think there's anyone. So I think Chelley needs to make a game plan and make it quick because I don't know who, I guess she's going to couple up with Austin, but I don't know. I just think it sucks. You know, we have such a great girl like Chelley that is just not really in a relationship. It sucks. I want to see her happy. I want to see her make a connection. Maybe that'll be in Casa Amor, but I also don't think Chelley should meet the guy in Casa Amor. I feel like Chelley should meet the guy in the villa. So, well, I guess Chelley wouldn't go to Casa Amor, but you know what I mean? Same thing. I think it needs to be a bombshell that she meets here. But anyways, I am so over Ace and Chelley. I'm fine if Iris wants to go for Ace. But I'm going to be honest, I kind of want Iris and Jeremiah to be together. I really do. And Iris tells Jeremiah, she kind of catches him, and she's like, look, I wanted to pull you for a chat, but Huda came up to me and told me that you guys are completely closed off. So I didn't. I wanted to respect that. And he's like, no, like, it's fine. Go ahead and pull me for a chat. So thank you very much, Jeremiah. Can you imagine if he was like, oh yeah, she's right, we're closed off? Thank goodness he didn't say that. But I'm happy that he is hopefully potentially going to explore things with Iris. I would be very here for that. I'm here for Iris with any of these guys. Honestly, I'm fine. I think if I had to choose, I would put Jeremiah and Iris together just so that Huda can go away. And so that Jeremiah can just be in another relationship and just not be in that toxicity that he doesn't deserve to be in. So I think things are really going to be shaken up in the next episode when the public has so much power in their hands. I literally cannot wait for it. But yeah, I'd be happy with Iris and any of those guys, but I would be very happy with her and Jeremiah because we don't want to see Huda here anymore. We really don't. So Hannah got a lot of airtime this episode. Hannah probably got the most airtime in this episode than she has in the past however many episodes she's been in. And I'm going to be honest, I'm kind of here for her and Pepe. I actually really like them together. And I think they have a lot more physical connection than her and Charlie do. And I think poor Charlie, I think he's going to be next to go because I actually think Hannah and Pepe have a big, stronger connection. Well, physical connection. I don't know about their emotional connection yet, but I just think physically they have what her and Charlie don't. Like, I think her and Charlie have an okay physical connection, but I think with Hannah and Pepe, it was like undeniable, right? Like, we saw that when they went into the speakeasy. So I think, like, she literally, as soon as Pepe pulled her for a chat, she's like, I'm screwed. And you don't just say that if you're like, oh gosh, like, if you know that you're look at this guy and you're like, oh damn, like, I am so into him, you know. So I thought that was super interesting. And they literally go ham at each other at the end of the episode. And like I said, I'm not surprised. She has made it very clear that she is not in an exclusive relationship. She's super open. So I think that's fair too, right? Like, she's very open and honest that she isn't closed off. I do think Charlie, though, is way more into Hannah than Hannah is into Charlie, obviously. Charlie's stressing, and I think he does have something to worry about. If she ends up with Pepe, then he's gone. I literally don't know who he would couple up with unless Chelley picks Charlie. Like, if Shelley's like, I just don't want to be coupled up with Austin anymore, maybe she chooses Charlie. I don't know. I'm just making things up. To me, that's the only way he sticks around, if Hannah and Pepe stay together. I also thought it was so funny, though, that, like, again, I feel like Amaya has, like, zero airtime because I think everyone is kind of over her. But it was like she was so into Pepe after literally their one conversation, and she was like, oh my gosh, like, my prayers are answered. Who is this man? And I'm like, sorry, Amaya, like, Hannah beat you to it. He is way more into Hannah than he is into you, which is surprising because they both have that like Spanish thing going on, but he's not that into her. And I'm going to be honest, I think Amaya and Charlie will be the two that leave. I think they will be the two that leave in this episode if Jeremiah and Huda are still coupled up with each other. If Jeremiah ends up with Iris, then 100% Huda's gone. So, like I said, I can't wait. Cannot wait for the next episode. Olandria might have a new man's, and that is Jalen. And you know what? I'm going to be honest. I'm here for it. He is a big old country teddy bear. He's from a small town of 1,000 people, which is so crazy to me. The fact that, you know, he comes from a small town, then he's on this massive, like, worldwide show. That's got to be really daunting and a cool experience for him, I can imagine. It's funny because when she was talking to Jalen about Taylor, she slips up and she's like, I love Taylor. Oh, no, I don't love him at all. I really like him. And I actually think she does love him, but I think she loves him just as a friend. Like, she is 100% not in love with him, but I do think just as a friend, I think she loves him. And I think that was her way, you know, she said it. And I don't think it was a slip up. I think that's genuinely how she feels, but it's like she doesn't love him romantically. And that is truly what they are missing, which is why I think her and Jalen are going to end up together. I really do. And I like them together. Like, I feel like we saw a twinkle in Olandria's eye that we haven't seen at all with Taylor. Like, she seemed super smitten by him. And she said from the beginning, I love a countryman. That is my type of guy. And so I think, again, producers know what they're doing. They're bringing certain people on the show to obviously cause a rift and cause havoc in the villa. But they knew Olandria would be into this man, which would then cause a rift between her and Taylor, and then causing Taylor to spin and spiral. Like, they all know what they're doing. I'm very here for them. I'm super interested to see at the next recoupling what happens, because I think he is literally only here for Olandria. And I honestly I'm so curious to see what happens with Olandria and Taylor. Like, I'm so curious. So I guess if the guys got to choose in the last recoupling, then that means the girls would have to choose this time, which is crazy. So if Olandria has to choose, that's wild. She would then have to choose between Jalen and Taylor. Can you imagine that recoupling? That would be so spicy. But then again, part of what's happening in the next episode is America, which sucks because you know what? America got to vote, but not us Canadians, which I don't understand why. I don't understand why only Americans got to vote. But they get to vote who the 3 bombshells should couple up with. And I don't think this has ever happened before. I really don't. And this is really going to shake things up, because if literally it's like, okay, America voted, let's just say, for Jalen and Olandria to couple up, that's massive. That's such big power. So I'm just so curious how America's vote will play out in this episode, in this recoupling. If it's as bold as America chose and this is who you're going to be with, I think that's just crazy. Or if it's maybe like, oh, America thinks Iris and Jeremiah should be together versus Jeremiah and Huda. Like, maybe it's just kind of like playing with their minds too, of like, oh, America wants you guys together, and then Jeremiah's like, oh, why don't they want us together? Do they not like us? Like, do they not like her? Like, is there red flags? I don't know. I'm so curious to see how that plays out. Very, very interested, because I think it's just power that America has never had before. If Americans get to vote, it's not fair at all. But anyways, cannot wait to see how that plays out. And now let's get into our last but not least couple that I have been dreading to talk about, because man, when I talk about these two, I go on a very long tangent. I will try to keep it concise, but it's so hard. It's so hard when you're working with Huda, you know? So basically, Huda at the beginning of the episode tells Iris, and I said this earlier, that they're the strongest couple and they're closed off. And it was so funny because she said it around the other girls, and the other girls like were silent. And if they were the strongest couple, the other girls would have had her back. Like, oh yeah, they've been together since day one. They're so cute. Love them, whatever. But the fact that they were so silent to me spoke so many volumes. I thought that was so hilarious. Huda basically then, again, I feel like every episode, her and Jeremiah have these deep conversations where it's not even deep. It's literally her just yelling at him, telling him what he's done wrong. She tells him this episode that she feels like the guys are all trying for their women, but he isn't literally doing anything for her. And he's like, what are you talking about? Like, and I get it from his perspective. He's like, trying to wrap my head around all of this that you've told me over the past few days. Like, give me a break. And she's like, you know, Taylor's doing the dance thing with olandria, and Ace is doing the teppanyaki thing or the hibachi thing with Chelley. Like, you're not showing me anything. I want you to do cute things for me. Let alone, they're the only ones that actually got to leave the villa on a date. She can't even be content with that. Like, she can't even be grateful for that. No, she can't, because nothing is ever good enough for her. It's so frustrating. She feels like she's getting the bare minimum from Jeremiah. And while they're in bed, she's like asking him to, you know, do I have to worry about you outside of here? And if he would share his location with her, I'm like, oh my God, literally run. Jeremiah, run. If she is in the villa already asking you if you would share your location with her, go get an Android. Like, go get an Android, because that's your way of not sharing your location with her. Oh my gosh. She is like psycho vibes. I don't understand. There's people I don't understand. And I talked about this when Love is Blind is on, because the whole location sharing things is very prevalent on Love is Blind for some odd reason. And it's just like, why do people have to share the location with their significant other? It's such a red flag. If you need to know where they are at all times, you do not have a stable relationship. I'm sorry. You do not need to know where your partner is at. If they're telling you they're going to the store, you believe they're going to the store. And if you don't believe you're going to the store, well, then you have problems in your relationship that you need to figure out. Point blank, period. So the fact that she just pulled out the location services card, the Find My Friends. Oh my gosh, I really hope this guy is taking notes and is just like, red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag. And I'm going to use all of this against her when I'm ready. But man, oh man, she is just, again, I keep saying it every single time I'm recording. I'm like, she's digging herself a deeper hole, and she is literally going deeper and deeper and deeper. And it's just, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And then if she couldn't, she was already crazy. She went even crazier the next day, because the poor guy made her breakfast, okay? He brought her pancakes, and he handed her the pancakes, and she's like, oh, no protein? Be happy that he made you pancakes. Be happy that he brought you pancakes. Don't say, oh, the first thing you say is no protein. You don't say thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Crazy. And then she's eating the pancake and she's like, it's raw. It's uncooked. This guy doesn't know how to make pancakes. And I'm like, first of all, have you ever had kind of raw-ish pancakes? They're pretty good. I'm not going to lie. Like, sometimes if I undercook them, I'll obviously still eat them. I'm not going to put it back on the pan. Like, I think they taste good. Obviously, when there's no egg in it, when I do the mix, I think they taste great. I'm like, this girl is just such a principessa. She's such a princess. It's such just big red flag energy. And I felt bad for the guy, because she goes and confronts him and literally was like, I had to throw out your pancakes because they were raw. Like, making the guy feel so bad. And then proceeds to hand him this full breakfast that she, quote unquote, makes, she claims to make, and then tells him, oh yeah, Taylor helped me make your breakfast. Taylor helped me do it. Taylor took the initiative to make your breakfast for you. And he's like, that's nice. You really had to tell me that? You had to basically throw that in my face? And she was like, look, you're not treating me like a man. You're not acting how a man should act. A man would cook breakfast with me. If I'm cooking you breakfast, you should be right by my side cooking with me. Crazy. Like, it's so crazy. Run, Jeremiah, run. This is your chance. There's a bombshell here. It's a perfect opportunity. Get out of this toxic energy. It's so bad. She tells him, you better eat your breakfast. And then they got to finish all their breakfast. They got to finish all their food. And he's like, okay, mom. The way that she just talks to him, talks down on him, treats him like a child. I would never say to my boyfriend, like, oh, finish all your food, sweetie. Finish it. You got to finish it. You're a man. You got to, like, I don't care. I would say if he had a lot, first of all, he eats all his food because he eats a lot. I'm sorry. Like, he eats, but if he doesn't finish all of his food, I'm not going to be like, you got to finish it all. I'd be like, okay, like, it's kind of wasteful, but I'm not going to be like, you got to finish it because a man finished. Like, it's so bad. It's so bad. And she is just she's going from bad to worse. It's just so cringeworthy. It's so toxic. I really just hope that Jeremiah is, like I said, taking down notes and is going to leave because he does not deserve to be in this toxic relationship. And here's the thing, like, if he stays, then he's just as bad because it's not like people haven't told him that are watching from the sidelines. Like, Nick has told him. Nick literally used the word fraudulent. Like, the way that she's acting, like, she is playing it safe and she's fraudulent. I get it. You can tell someone until they're blue in the face one thing, and they will not realize it until they realize it on their own. Like, I totally understand that. But at the same time, it's like, Jeremiah, your time here in the villa is short. So if it's a miserable time, it's not a good time. Move on. This is time. Move on. This girl is just claiming her territory. Like, she gave him a hickey, which was strategic because there's bombshells in the villa, right? There's new people in the villa. Well, there's Iris. So she's giving him a hickey, claiming her territory. Like I said, the little dog peeing around Jeremiah so that no one is touching him. And it's just so crazy. And I like the fact that Iris is clocking it. Like, oh, she is literally trying to claim her territory by just giving him this hickey on his neck. It's just like, look, the cracks are literally cracking now more than ever. And if that is something that you need to do, if you literally need to claim your territory by giving him a hickey, girl, you got way bigger problems to fry. Way bigger problems. So we saw Jeremiah talking with Nick and Charlie just for a short minute, but they're like, listen, Jeremiah, like, if you're not feeling good about this relationship, it's okay to leave. You're not tied down. She's not your girlfriend. You've only known the girl for 10 days. This isn't official. You're okay. You're entitled to leave. You're entitled to exit this toxic relationship. And I do really like that the guys are giving him their honest opinion because I just think, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know. I just think he's scared. Like, if he hasn't had these open and honest conversations with Huda, like, I feel like when he tries to, she then just like pounces herself back at him and is so loud, like the loudest person in the room, and then he just caves and he's like, okay, they kiss and they make up kind of thing. And there was really no conclusion in this episode on anything with him and Huda, which is why I think this next episode is going to be huge. I really do, because I think there's so much that will go down with, number one, with what America chooses with these votes, with what's going to happen with these votes. Like, there's going to be a recoupling, I'm sure. And I think everyone honestly now is on Jeremiah's side because they want to see him happy and they don't want to see him with Huda. So I just think so much is going down. I think Jeremiah is going to combust and it's only a matter of time. And I think having these chats with his boys, Huda just being Huda, I think he is losing his mind and I think he is going to combust. And I think that is going to happen very, very soon. My predictions with who I think America is going to choose, with who they vote, which bombshell should be coupled up with who, I think for sure Iris and Jeremiah, 100%. That's what I think, because I don't think anyone is really taking a liking to Amaya. So I think for sure, I'm very confident that America wants Iris and Jeremiah together. Very confident about that. I think America also wants Olandria and Jalen together, because I think all of us just know that it's not happening between Olandria and Taylor. And it sucks. Like, as much as we like Taylor, Olandria's not the girl for him. So I don't know if that means he's going to leave the villa. I don't know, which would suck, because I do think he's a funny guy and he adds a certain energy into the villa, like a positive, fun vibe, like a Cordell, but it's not happening. So I think America's going to choose Olandria and Jalen. And now I'm going to be honest, it's funny because Hannah wasn't really there. I feel like the past few episodes, like she came in, and remember I even said she's a bombshell, and I feel like I'm not really invested in her and Charlie. Now I'm kind of invested in her and Pepe. I'm actually buying what they're selling, and I think America is gonna buy that, and I think they're gonna put Hannah and Pepe together. I do. Maybe the only reason maybe why they won is because maybe everyone is liking Charlie, but I don't think Charlie is really giving us anything, and I think people would be fine if Charlie left, because he hasn't really added anything into the show. So those are my predictions. I really don't know what they're going to do with this power. I don't know if it's going to be as bold and as blunt as, okay, these are your new couples. This is who you're going to be with, which would be insane. That would shake things up to the core. If that happens, I can't wait. But I don't know if it's maybe if they're in the bottom and then there's a percentage, or I don't know. I have no idea. But needless to say, episode 10 is going to be a banger, and I cannot wait. That's it. I think overall, it's been a great few episodes. I have really been enjoying it, but man, oh man, things are really going to heat up in Love Island. So that'll do it for me today. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. Please rate, subscribe, review, do all of the things. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at yourrealitycheck.pod. And I cannot wait to chat with you in the next episode.